Hello and welcome to the podcast of multiple things where we talk about all sorts of things all day and every day. Today is Thursday. One more day left of the week. Yes. Aren't we excited about that? I kind of think we are. Let's get to it. Okay, are you ready? I know I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get to it. So, thank you for tuning in to Born Star, where you recognize your star. Because let me just say, the world will tell you everything you can't do. The world will surround you with doubt and tell you that you're not good enough. And I'm not saying that it does it on purpose. That's just how it is. That's just reality. That's just social media. That's what ads are for TV, for advertisements. That's what they do. Let's get the pod started off with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they don't tell us anyway. Let's get it started with the fact that, let me see, we aren't getting a stimulus check, although we should be getting a stimulus check. They haven't figured out a way to do student loan forgiveness, although the Department of Education has been working on it for months now, and I kind of want to know what Miguel's doing. He's from Connecticut, which has me questioning Connecticut now, because, was he this incompetent when he was in Connecticut? What are we waiting for? People need help. So when are you going to give them the help? When it's too late and they're in the gutter and everything just blew up? When are you going to give them the help? And I'm the first person to say that people need to have jobs and people need to have something to do. And people shouldn't just be living off the government. I'm the first one to say that's not good. But when it comes to kids and Generation Z or X or whatever the fuck it is, when it comes to young people suffering for rich people to be wealthier, I don't think that's cool. When it comes to young families suffering for, again, that, I don't think that's cool either. The idea that they don't want you to be able to flourish and succeed is just wrong. And granted, you do have to go out and be smart and focused and either get right into employment or go right into education so you can get a degree, so you can apply for certain jobs, and so you can be good. I'm not saying you don't have to do that. I'm not saying corporations don't need to have requirements, because they do, because that's how it works. But what I am saying is the government is a bunch of morons. They are okay to pass bills for legislation that allows them to spend endless money on weapons around the world. Cool. But when it comes to citizens of the United States, they still can't figure out how to sign a bill that's supposed to be for them to fix shit in the United States of America. What week are we going on? How many vacations do these politicians need? Why do they always get a vacation every other month? What do they actually do? All of them. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, AOC, whatever the rest of their other names are. What do they do that they deserve all these vacations and all these breaks? And they're getting all this money. I don't see this. This is why people don't trust the government and people don't like it. It's because of this. They shouldn't have any money in politics. It should be illegal, and it's corrupted, and it's got a lot of problems. But right now, we're talking about the fact that there's no stimulus checks. They're not thinking about giving stimulus checks. This is ridiculous. Also, could we talk about COVID? Because, the United States is an absolute joke when it comes to COVID. They didn't actually quarantine. Cool. Whatever. Why do people get to use their freedom and right to be a citizen in the United States to stop them from getting a vaccine that could save other people's lives? Why is that okay? Every institution should require COVID-19 for you to work there. That should be a requirement. I'm sorry, it should. And if you want to mess around and you want to play the game with your life because you don't care about your life, well, I care about mine. So, mask on, vax up, get smart. Stop the bullshit about my rights. You're not talking about your rights when it comes to slaves that were black people. No, these people are just insane. They're not talking about their rights with other things. They're only talking about their rights when it benefits them. And how does people dying benefit them? You know what? Someone said something to me. Let these people die. If they don't want to get the vaccine, let them die. I kind kind of think they're right. And I know that sounds really harsh, and you're wondering, how can you have that opinion? Why should we care? Why should we care? There's so many problems in this country as well as others, and it's just ridiculous, bro. It's, quite frankly, it's insane. And just why? Why, and why again? And why again? It's really nuts. But as far as any type of legislation goes, or them making decisions to help people, or politicians actually doing their job, which they get paid for, we have to continuously listen to Manchin write articles in the Wall Street Journal, and Cinnamon, or whatever the fuck her name is, go on news on Sunday to get airtime to talk some ridiculousness. If you're going to run out as a progressive, then you're not going to do any progressive things. You need to be excluded from the party. Sorry, kick them over to the Republican side. They're not Democrats. And we need to stop. Why are we giving these people the time of day? Like, stop. Don't give them any airtime. Stop. And can the media stop talking about Trump? Bro, stop talking about Trump, man. He's not the president. And when he was the president, he really didn't do presidential things. He didn't. Man, he didn't. So, now that we're done talking about the news, which never changes, basically the same story every day, a bunch of shit is going on, and none of it benefits the people that actually live here. What are they doing about these refugees from Afghanistan coming to the United States of America? We still don't know. Like, they haven't really explained any of this to us. And the idea that we're just supposed to accept this, why? Why are we supposed to just accept this? Why? There's enough issues with the people that live here already. 350 million or billion people, whatever the fuck it is, live here. More are coming. There's not enough resources for the people that already live here, and there's not enough housing. So this is a bad idea. It's a pandemic. Those people shouldn't have been allowed here. We need to keep our border. Like, what are we doing? I have so many questions, and none of them are going to get answered, but I still have them, and it's just ridiculous. And it never ends. It never ends. But it should. Let's get into our conversation today on this Thursday. First part of our conversation. People love attention. Some people crave attention. They love to be the center of attention. They want everything to revolve around them. They feel like they're so important. Man, those fucking people are annoying. Like, oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. When I catch myself falling into that realm, I quickly remove myself from talking like that and acting like that, because I don't want to be portrayed as that person. Like, it just feels awkward and weird and annoying. Like, it's annoying. Like, why do you need to be the center of attention? Why do you always have to have an opinion? Why are you still talking? You can't possibly know everything. Or people that will be like, I don't know if you're doing that right. Well, how do you know if I'm doing it right? How do you know if I'm doing anything? And why is that your business? There's a question. There's a lot of questions I have about these nosy ass people. And I find it really irritating. But when people act like that, the best thing you can do is just ignore them. Not only can you ignore them, but don't give them any time of day, because they thrive off attention. Just like how Donald Trump always wants to be on TV, or Dr. Fauci. Like, what the fuck are you doing to actually fix this, the situation that's clearly fucked up? What are you doing? Waiting to find out? I don't know. Do any of us know? Actually, no, we don't. Should we know? Probably. Do we know? No. Do they actually talk about anything that's relevant? Not really. They just use obscure numbers, and they're just insane. But they like attention, so they go on TV, they answer these stupid questions, and then they like to give their opinions, blah, blah, blah. People do this shit on social media. They do it on Twitter a lot. Like, if someone says something and someone disagrees with it, 5 million troll people will comment on something and be like, oh, blah, 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 because they want to be the center of attention. Like I said, the best thing you can do for people like that is just ignore them. They deserve no airtime. They deserve to be just canceled. Like, if we're going to use cancel culture, which everyone does and is so hypocritical, let's really use cancel culture. We don't care what you're saying, man. You're old and elderly, and just shut up, man. Just shut up and live in a casket. Bye. Like, done. Like, why are we in a situation where we have to listen to these fucking people voice their opinions, and we're supposed to just be subjected to a bunch of never-ending blabber nabber? Like, this is what I like to do when people like to do this I'm the center of attention thing. I like to hum songs, or maybe I want to sing I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. One of those annoying ass songs. I hum that shit in my head while they're talking, and I just ignore them. Like, I don't care what you're saying. I didn't ask you for your opinion. You're not the center of attention. No one is. Welcome to reality. You don't really matter that much. If you think you do, I'm here to tell you, you don't. We're all just people and we live here. That's it. No one's more important than another. So when you have to feel like you are because you want to be the center of everything, good luck with that. Like, that's a problem. And they do that crap with religion. They do it with education. It happens with employment. It happens with a bunch of things. And it's just ridiculous. We're just people and we just live here. We're not great at everything. We're constantly learning about new things. And the idea shouldn't be that you're better than anybody else, because you're not. You're just not. It's just really annoying. So when people get on your nerves and start that ridiculous stuff, when they just are desperate for attention, just ignore them and give them silent treatment and let them relish in nothing land. They'll probably hate it, but you'll probably enjoy it. Just saying. Just saying. Next part of our conversation. Who's ready for bonfires? I mean, I'm definitely ready for bonfires. I'm so over all the heat of the summer. I'm ready for it to get cooler. The idea of s'mores and being around a fire and appreciating leaves in the fall and pumpkins and a bunch of other cool things. I'm ready to do it. Let's go, man. And, you know, I just feel like there's definitely so much we can do to enjoy ourselves, our lives, the fall, the seasons changing, and we need to relish in it. So bonfires is an opportunity for you to come together with your community or your family or your friends and really enjoy fall. Granted, I'm only talking about that if you live in New England or the East Coast. Sorry, California, you really can't get into this unless you live in like Northern Cali or whatever and you've got that fall breeze going. But I'm mostly talking about New England. So sorry for everyone else. I'm not talking about you. But enjoy the bonfires and welcome fall. It's nice to meet you. We missed you. And welcome to 2021. Next part of our conversation. The prices are up and away for properties, and we will wait and see. What do I mean by that? People are desperate right now, and they're spending ridiculous amounts of money on houses and condos and property, even cars, and they're just crazy. Like, my last car, it wasn't the best decision I've ever made. I wanted a car because I liked the way it looks, but I wasn't thinking about it long term. Like, the amount of money I put down on it, the amount of money I was paying for it monthly, I definitely think I could have done a better job with that, and I should have done that. But now that I own my car, I just bought a car. It's not the newest car. It's not the greatest car, but it does the job. I got a Nissan Rogue, and I mean, it's pretty nice. And granted, it's not a 2021, but who the hell wants a newer car like that? The car insurance is ridiculous, and the car payment is ridiculous. Like, no. And the idea that you want to pay a car payment, car insurance, car taxes, emissions, all this stuff, the things you constantly have to pay every month, it starts to add up. And I'm not saying that it's not doable or livable or anything like that, but do you really want to have a ridiculous amount of money going to something that's not worth it? Anytime you buy a car, it automatically loses its value the moment you drive it off the lot. Cars, it doesn't make sense to buy them. Either lease them or buy an older one and drive it till it doesn't work anymore. Don't waste your money doing a car payment every month. You're going to end up wasting thousands of dollars on something that's a piece of metal. Like, and we're going in, like, we've been talking about electric cars. I don't even want to get really a newer car because I'm likely going to get one of those because I do feel like thinking about the planet is more important than me thinking about the leather in my car. I don't know. That's just me. But we're talking about property here. The prices are ridiculous. They are fucking ridiculous. Like, a condo that's 2 bedrooms in one part of the state costs $539, and in another part of the state, or another town costs like $200. Like, the prices are ridiculous, and they're gouging people. Like, it might be better to just wait till things get back to a little normal, because it's not that smart to spend a ridiculous amount of money on something, because the prices are going to drop and go back down, and you're going to be stuck with that interest rate. You're going to be stuck with that monthly payment for 15 or 30 years. And is it really worth that? I don't know. I don't think so. So when it comes to houses and property, whether it's a car or a condo, make sure you're really thinking about it. You're looking at all the numbers, and you're figuring out what's best for you, what makes your life easier, not what makes your life harder. We're not trying to make our life harder. We're trying to make it easier, because we got enough shit to do. Life is busy, man, and we're not here that long. Remember that. Next part of our conversation. Who's ready to get on a plane and right away? I am. Where do I want to go? I don't know. If I was going to go anywhere, it'd probably be Europe or Italy. I just like how they do everything in Europe. It feels like it's a different world. They use trains more, and they use subways more, and it's all different, and it seems a lot more smoother there. It's not all like truncated by a bunch of crap. Granted, I'm happy to be American, and I love what America stands for, but as a citizen of this country, it's kind of difficult at times when you look at the amount of money they spend on stuff like wars. Like, that money could be better used in different areas, or the problems they have with cops, or the problems they have with a lot of things. In other countries, they don't even have police like they do in the United States of America. They barely have a police thing, and they want to give weapons and stuff to like police offices. No, bro. No. Police stations don't need like big weaponry. They don't need all this stuff. Why do they have a budget that doesn't make any sense? Like, this stuff needs to be taken into consideration. So if I'm thinking about going to another country, it'd probably be Italy or UK, somewhere in that area. Maybe Britain, London. Granted, some of those things are kind of similar, but I like that area. I like Mexico, but I don't know if I would want to go there more than maybe a week or two. If I'm going to stay somewhere, it'd probably be Italy. Probably Rome or Sicily. I really like Italy. So if I'm picking a place, I get on a plane. It's going to be like a 9-10 hour ride, and I just go to Italy and lose my passport and be stuck there forever. That's the goal. Get old and move to Italy and enjoy the rest of my life staring at the sun right next to it. Next part of this conversation. Will Hulu create more American Horror Story shorts? The shorts that were about the witches or whatever, or the people dying and living in that house. I really don't want to tell you about that, because I want you to watch it. But the new shorts that they had with American Horror Story, do you think they're going to come out with new shorts like that? I hope they do, because I really like that. I also liked Fear Street on Netflix. I want them to do more with things like that with Hulu and Netflix, and I think they have the ability, the money, and the power to do that. So please, Hulu and FX, come out with another 10 episode thing like you just did, or 6 episode, whatever, and make it happen, because it was really good, and we really liked it. Next part of the conversation. It really does feel weird catching up on all my shows. I really felt like I was never going to be done with them, but I finally finished Lupin. I started watching Lucifer, almost caught up on that. I finished all the other shows, and it just feels really strange, but I'm kind of excited to get to that point with being done. Now I can just watch whatever I'm normally watching, Animal Kingdom, the weekly shows, and I can really enjoy it. And that's the point, right? To really enjoy it, right? And I'm really excited with the fact that I caught up on everything, because sometimes you can get distracted by your life and it might not ever happen. So that's nice to know I'm at that point. Hope you get caught up with your shows as well. Sometimes it takes longer. Some shows are more in depth than others, and it could take forever. But once you get to that point, it's nice. Next part of our conversation. Lucifer. I was just talking about that with you. It's pretty hilarious. It looks like they're going to keep that going, so let's hope they keep that going. The main character for Lucifer is hilarious. The characters on that show, it's so like comical, like it's really incredible. I know the show is called Lucifer, so people will be like, I can't believe you're watching that. Shut up, nobody cares. It's not actual Lucifer, bro. It's like a comedy about the devil, and I think we should look at the devil as a comedy. Why not have fun with it? Why does everything have to be so pragmatic? Why can't we do things differently? Just saying. It's pretty good. Next part of our conversation, does a smart TV need any devices? I don't know. Like, I have a Vizio, and I was thinking, do I need to buy an Apple TV with it or a Fire Stick? It works with smart TV options, but there's more things I want to download on it, and I wanted to put Apple Plus, and I can't figure out how to do it. Do I call customer service for Vizio, or do I just buy another device and hook it up and see if that works better? I think I'm going to have to buy another device and hook it up and see if I can add it like that. We'll see, or maybe I could just do it with Xfinity, because we got Xfinity on the other TV as well. Next part of our conversation, we're going to go into food now, because we just talked about all the other things we talked about. We need to go to California and try In-N-Out Burger. People are always talking about In-N-Out Burger. And I really do think In-N-Out Burger must be delicious, right? Because people are always talking about it. So if I'm going to go on like a trip in the United States, like I'm not going outside of the country, I definitely want to do like a week or two in California, try In-N-Out Burger, some of the restaurants that are only there, and really enjoy it. I definitely think that would be a lot of fun. And why not enjoy it? I think this would be a great opportunity to see the communities and the different areas and what's hype in California. And it also gives you another ability to taste something different that you might not get on the East Coast. So California, here I come. Next part of our conversation. Chipotle is good. Isn't as good as it needs to. As it used to be. I don't know. Is it? I don't think so. I feel like it's okay. Like, I'm not going to say, like, I hate it. You know what I mean? I don't hate it. But, like, it used to be better. Like, I don't know what happened, but it kind of isn't what it used to be. I don't know. It's not what it used to be. And I don't want to say, like, that I hate, I don't want to say that I hate Chipotle or anything like that, because I'm not saying that I hate Chipotle. I just feel like it tastes different. Granted, I'll eat Chipotle any day of the week. Anytime you want to go, let's go. But it's ridiculous. Just like how I feel about Panera Bread. It is like a gentrified soup kitchen. Some things tasted better before, and now they just taste like generic. Like, like it's not as good as it used to be. Anyways, if you're thinking about going and try something good to eat, if you've got a Cheesecake Factory near you, try that. Applebee's is always good. There's a lot of local favorites that are always delicious. Friendly's is always good. And try to find something that's like not as like a big restaurant, but something that's more low-key. And I bet you could really enjoy that. Something that's family owned and made with lots of love and care. That's the end of the podcast on this Thursday. Thank you for tuning in to Born star, born star, born star. Where you recognize your star. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.